when you're at OTAs, what do you see your role? What do you see? What are you trying to accomplish at OTAs?
I'm trying to bring the fans there. The fans want to see it for themselves. So my first goal is to take as many notes as possible, get as much raw data as possible, and to be as descriptive as possible within the rules. Like I don't want to give away strategy. I don't want to hurt the team, but I do want to bring the fans there in a legal way. So I'm talking taking notes, raw data, describe as much as possible. That's the beginning of it. Then from there, I mean, I've been doing this since 2011. So I have a lot of comparisons that I can draw, and I'm trying to assess each player as quickly as possible and compare them to other players I've seen in the same form, in the same practice field, same setting. I'm pretty good at it. I'm okay at it. And I'm trying to give fans insight into who's doing well and who's not doing well. And I also am trying to provide the context that I'm seeing one practice. It's only May. They're not wearing pads. I'm trying to provide the correct context, but also give fans insight and description.
Okay. What you do is you do the good and the not so good. Do you think it's unfair to write the not so good?
No, I don't think it's unfair. I've been doing it since I started on the beat consistently, and it's the most popular thing I write. And it's always been the most popular thing I write. Most people do just observations from practice, but fans want you to make a judgment. And instead of saying the bad, because it's only practice and it's only off season, me and you talked about it. Let's call it not so good. It's not that harsh to say something was not so good. But if you're going to give descriptions are boring. I mean, observations are boring. Judgments are interesting. Yes, and so you have to put them in the correct context, but that's the way it is. And the response from the readers and the fans validates that.
Yeah, when I was a columnist at the Chronicle, I was there 79 to 95, and the other columnist who I respected was Glenn Dickey. Mm-hmm. And Glenn, in every one of his columns, had a judgment and an opinion. And I used to love reading it because I wanted to know what he thought.
Yeah.
And I felt that Glenn, who is a dear friend of mine, was really, really a successful columnist. Now, a lot of other columnists in the Bay Area didn't like him, but I thought it was sour grapes. I did.
Yeah, I could see it.
And when I was a columnist, I tried to be as opinionated as possible. And a lot of fans didn't like me. They used to have this sign out in the right field in Candlestick, Trade Lowell Cohn. Remember, you know about that, Iggy, right? Trade Lowell Cohn.
Yeah.
And Mom thought that was the greatest. It was Absolutely. The greatest. And sometimes players would get angry at me and yell at me. But what it meant to me was, as long as I didn't go over a certain line, that I was okay. I was doing a good job.
Right. And before every practice, the Niners send out their house rules. I read them. I honor them. I respect the 49ers, and I don't want to put them in a bad position. So as long as you follow the rules, you're trying to bring the whole thing is to bring the fans there. And that's why I feel like I got a foothold in the industry. Is my first training camp in 2011. My training camp reports were, people liked them. They were longer. They were descriptive. They were different.
Right.
And it wasn't just the five best players on the team.
And the press Democrat loved them. It loved what you were doing.
Yep. If the Niners open their practices all year, I'd do it all year. But they don't. They used to. Yeah. When you were there, Bill Walsh would be like, "You want to watch practice? Any day." Right? Different time.
I'm trying to remember. It seemed to me we watched a lot of practices. Yeah. It seemed to me we did, but it's been so many years since Bill Walsh. I don't remember.
Okay, let's wrap up with the final questions. Rod Simmons says, this is why people label football soft now. Grant, great job. Thanks for keeping these guys honest. Do they realize your predictions make them famous? LOL. Thanks, Rod. Isaiah, can we get a confirmed temp during the altercation? Josh Dubow was standing next to me. He said he did not detect any temperature drop. So that's my witness. Demon SS says, Grant, they are calling for your credentials on the Pat McAfee show. I would get my story out ASAP. They're spinning the story into something it was not. Okay, well, Pat McAfee doesn't work for the Niners. I've been in contact with the Niners. I've been in contact with my employers. Everything's okay. But I appreciate Pat for taking things out of context.
Yeah.
Sir, yeah.
Hold on. Did Pat call anybody?
No.
Did Pat talk to John Lynch?
No.
So in other words, he's just giving an opinion based on second and third hand information.
Yes.
Bad show, Pat.
Bad show, Pat.
Bad show, Pat.
You're a journalist now, Pat. Do better. Call someone. Call me.
Yeah, did he call Iggy?
He can call me. There were so many witnesses there, Pat. You call one of them. Sir says players forget that their salaries come from the total entertainment value of sports, which involves people debating and having hot takes. Some athletes embrace it in good fun, i.e. Jimmy Ward, but some are so uptight. It's kind of a buzzkill. Maybe it's just, some really are. And Brian Greasy was talking yesterday. We talked to him and he said, when I was a player, I was so bad with the media. I really had to learn that. And then I became media. And so he was a lot better yesterday, but he talked about that too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And Lynch was media.
Lynch was media. Sven says, who initiated facilitating the mending between you and Javon? After practice, I called the PR director and said, this is what happened. I would like to sit down with Javon if he's open to it, just so I can hear him out. Corey passed that along to John Lynch. John thought it was a great idea. John coordinated the whole thing. It was my idea, though.
But again, props to John Lynch and to Kinlaw for doing it.
Absolutely. No question. Rock Nico says, you're so fortunate to have a consigliere in your father. Keep serving the real. We love it. Yeah, that's true. You're not Tom Hagen, Dad. You are Marlon Brando.
I never put a horse's head in anyone's bed.
No, that's what Tom Hagen did because he wasn't a wartime consigliere. You were a wartime consigliere. Haha says, you lame foamers are not going to intimidate anyone. Okay, thank you for $2. There might be a couple of more. I don't want to miss them. I appreciate all of your donations. Hold on. Oh, we got people saying stuff about Jews. I missed that. Sorry about that. Quest for 6. Will you apologize to Kinlaw personally if he makes Pro Bowl this year? Yeah, I'll make an apology video if he makes the Pro Bowl for sure. I've done a lot of apology videos. Ninth Wonder comment says, let's talk about Niners fans trolling me on Twitter because I side with Grant, but also calling Grant a troll. Certified clowns. Grant is unbiased and real. Well, I'm sorry you're getting flack on my part. You don't have to have my back. It's okay. I can handle myself. There might be a couple of more. Lastly, football criticism from a sports analyst, especially with one experience and expertise, is a lot different than personal attacks on character. No, right? I never attack someone's character. That's crossing the line. KJ Everly says, Grant, your videos always make my day better. Keep your head up and keep doing your thing. Good thing. Good to see you as well as Lowell the legend. Thank you. You are the legend. Love your content, Grant. Keep making videos. Thank you. All right, that's it. Dad, this was a good show.
Yes, it was very interesting. And we went to places we usually don't go. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Iggy and I and his wife were having dinner tonight, which makes me very happy. So I love you, Iggy, and I'll see you tonight.
Love you too, Dad. See you tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone.